I've been training for exactly a year now, and I went from this picture on the left to this picture on the right in just a year of training, right? So let me tell you how I built this physique that I am clearly proud of, right? I was 154 pounds when I started training in January 2025, on the 14th of January to be specific. And I am 194 pounds now, but in this picture I'm like 190 pounds, give or take, right? How did I build this physique in just a year, right? Let me tell you all the things that I did, all the lessons that I learned, and all the important, crucial steps that you must follow to be able to build a physique that you will also be proud of and that will get you that female attraction that you've been wanting. If you are new to watching my channel, you probably already know that we go to the gym to get girls, and that's probably the biggest reason why we're there. So that's that. So lesson one is training with your friend is better than training alone. Training with a good gym friend and good hype funny friends is better than training alone, right? So I've been training with my friends when we started, and we've been training together for like a year now. And sometimes you think about going to the gym, right? And it requires discipline. It requires you to grit your teeth and just like force yourself to be there and do the masculine David Goggins thing of I'm disciplined. I want to be here. I mean, I don't want to be here, but I'm here anyways, and I fuck my feelings. I'm here anyways. But also, on the other hand, there's a world where you go to the gym and you're just like the whole day when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking, I can't wait to hit chest with my boys today, because it's a hype experience, it's a fun experience. Like if you've got hype and fun gym bros, you're just all having fun. You're just like you're all pushing each other. You know the saying, iron sharpens iron. You're all pushing each other. You're all doing better each and every single day. That experience will literally top the first experience, obviously, but also if you continuously have this like great gym experience every single day, you're just consistently going to keep making progress, because you're going to see your friends around you making progress. You're going to be pushed to make more progress. Obviously, the days when they go to the gym, you're not going to skip the gym, because like the most important thing about going to the gym is consistency. And if your friends are in the gym, you are going to be in the gym because you don't want them to be better than you, right? So this was an important step I'm proud to say that I mastered really quickly. Me and my friends, we've been going to the gym together. It's always hype. It's always fun. I look forward to going to the gym every single day. So this is an important one, and it might seem like a basic step, right? But this is a very, very important one when it comes to your consistency. The second one is diet and recovery are non-negotiable, right? We're going to go through recovery first, right? Recovery is a very important one, especially if you're like me, who trains like 6 times per week. I used to train like 5 times per week when I started. Now I train 6 times per week. When you train like 6 times per week, one rest day usually doesn't feel enough for you to recover, especially if you're training anything close to failure when you go train on your gym days, right? So you really need to tap in your recovery. You really need to tap in like ways that you're recovering your body and helping it to be ready for the next gym session, right? So this is like a massage chair thing. It's really good for recovery. If you have this anywhere in your area or at your gym, right, use this. If you don't, just find a place where you can go like once a month, maybe twice a month, right? You go there like on a weekend, you use these facilities, especially if you're training 6 times a week. If you're training like 5 times a week, right, it's a bit better, because when I trained 5 times per week, two gym days felt like, yeah, I was getting good recovery, right? 2 rest days, I could go to the gym 5 times a week and recover for 2 days. When I come back, I'm recharged, I'm refocused. I rarely felt fatigued. But if you're training like 6 times a week, fatigue is like your worst enemy, right? So recovery is a really, really crucial one. Another important part of this is sauna, right? Sauna is really good for it's really good for recovery. It's really good for muscle growth. The sauna boosts the hormone that's responsible for muscle growth by like 17%, right? So it's really good for muscle growth. It's really good for recovery as well, right? So if you've got a sauna, this is like your first option. This is like the gold standard, gold tier, the S tier thing that I don't know what like online people call it, like S tier thing to do for your recovery, right? It's really, really good for recovery. You go to the sauna. if you have a sauna at your gym, just use it after the gym. If you don't have a sauna at your gym, what you can do is go to a sauna on a weekend and then just go there for intervals of like 15 minutes. You go there 15 minutes, you take a break for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, take a break for like 10 minutes. You do this for like 2 hours, and that would be your sauna session, right? You go there like on a weekend if you can, probably like 2 times per month if you can. But sauna is a really, really good one for your recovery and your muscle growth. Now moving on to diet, right? Diet is obviously like a really crucial step, and I can't stress how important diet is, right? To give you perspective to how important diet is, I trained for my first 7 months. I trained from 154 pounds. I trained to 170 pounds, right? I was 170 pounds and I was lean, like 9.1% body fat. I had this tested. If you look through my other videos, you can even see the test results thing that shows that I was 9.1% body fat. That's leaner than every single person you know, right? My abs were like ridges, right? So my diet at that point was tapped in. It was super tapped in. But at 170 pounds, I was still skinny, right? So I wanted to put on a lot more muscle onto the frame, right? So from 170 pounds after 7 months of training, I went on to 194 now, around 194, let's just say, give or take. That's where I'm at right now in just over 4 months, right? So I'll show you. When you saw the beginning of this video, right here, this is the beginning. When I started, I trained 7 months here. I trained 7 months here. This is me after 7 months at 9.1% body fat, and then this is me at I don't know what body fat I'm at right now, but this is me at 194 pounds. So from 170 to 194, I've gained about just like 24 pounds in 4 months, right? But I still have like abs. I'm still relatively lean. You can even see my obliques right there from the side. I don't look like fat, or I've been bulking in any way, even though my friends like to say that. I don't look fat in any way. I still have like the obliques, I still have the abs showing, right? I'm probably around like 13-12% body fat, give or take, and most people would be happy to stay here, right? But the diet is the most important thing that I had tapped in, even from this point to this point over here. So let's go through the diet. So diet, if you look at the meals that are on your screen, right? These are the meals that I've just been eating consistently, relatively exactly these same meals consistently, right? Just eating this consistently. And if you look at it, it's mostly just going to be eggs, meat, a little bit of carbs, and some chocolate milk when I'm bulking. So if you've seen these pictures, there's like chocolate milk, whatever. This is for bulking, right? And once in a while, I have like some waffles or something, like in the morning on a Saturday or something, like once a week or something. I have like waffles and yogurt and whatever, right? And I'll eat this, but this is just like 6 scrambled eggs, and these are like potatoes or whatever, and just like eggs, steak, eggs, meatballs, omelets, eggs, meat, eggs, just meat and eggs, right? That's mostly what I ate, right? So forget about all this junk food that you want to eat and all these other things, right? You can have that like once per week, right? You have that like once a week. But if you really want to tap in and have a good physique, the diet just has to be tapped in. Again, these meals that you can see on screen, they basically explain the whole point that I'm trying to make to you. If you eat like this consistently, you will have a good physique when you train, right? So diet is an important step, and this is what it's about. The next important thing is you need supplements to grow. This one was a thing where I kind of debated it for a little bit. I was like, are supplements good for you? I've heard stories about this and this. Let me just clear up the confusion right now. You need them to grow. It's a must. It's mandatory. If you want to grow, and like basically all the information I've given you in this video is basically useless if you don't take supplements. So let me tell you the 3 ones that I've been taking and how I took them, right? So I've only been taking 3 supplements, and the 3 I've been taking are protein powder, pre-workout, and creatine, right? Protein powder, I take whey protein. Creatine, just take any other creatine. It works just fine. Pre-workout is another important one, and there's a few important details that you must make sure that you listen to in this video, right? So protein powder, I take 1 or 2 scoops. I put that in water. I take like 200 milliliters of water. That's like, so you see this is like water, right? I'll take 200 milliliters, is like this much. This is how much water I'll put into my protein powder just so that I can get it down, right? You don't need to complicate it, put milk, blend it with whatever, right? You just need to get that protein powder down every single day. When you start putting milk, bananas, peanut butter, whatever, and you make like a huge shake in the evening and you're full, you probably won't be able to finish that, and then at the end of the day you just stop taking the protein powder, because every time you think about taking protein powder, it seems like a huge chore, a huge thing that's coming up, right? Just put this much water, scoops of protein powder, mix it, drink it, that's it. Just get it down every single day. It's very important that you drink protein powder every single day that you train. Creatine, this is one that you just take every single day. It holds water into your muscles, good for strength, good for recovery, good for everything that you do in the gym, right? You take it once every single day, even if you're not training. One scoop, 5 milligrams, you put it in water, you just drink it. It's easy as that. Pre-workout is an important one, right? Training with pre-workout is absolutely a game changer. When you train with pre-workout and you train without pre-workout, the difference is just massive. People talk about, you can eat carbohydrates, you can eat whatever. It's just not the same. And one aspect of pre-workout that's very important as well is that it's got a chemical called beta-alanine, something like that. And this chemical, basically what it does is it shaves off lactic acid, right? So when you're lifting and your muscles get sore and they feel like they can't lift anymore, that's called lactic acid that's building up in your muscles, right? And pre-workout, what it does is it shaves off that lactic acid, giving you the ability to literally lift more, right? So not only does it give you energy, does it give you drive, does it give you everything that you need, it also takes away the lactic acid that stops you from lifting, right? So you're just able to lift more when you take pre-workout. So pre-workout is an essential one. People have these arguments about, you don't need it, just eat carbohydrates, just eat bread or some shit. Pre-workout is just important. Like, I've never understood why people say that you don't need it, and you can substitute it for like bread or some shit. Because when I trained without pre-workout and when I train with pre-workout now, the difference is day and night. I can absolutely push weights a lot better when I take pre-workout than when I don't take pre-workout. It's just like, it's blatantly obvious that is good, and it's like so good for you, right? I don't know why people have these dumb arguments about whatever the fuck they be talking about, bread and some shit. So pre-workout, when you take pre-workout, take one that says, so you see this one says right here on the thing, 320 milligrams, right? On 320 milligrams, there's like 2 scoops of pre-workout in this one right here. So there's two scoops for 320 milligrams. One scoop would be like 160 milligrams, right? You want to start off with the pre-workout like this, but you take 1 scoop, right? So 1 scoop is 160 milligrams of caffeine. That's relatively like low, not low, but it's like on the lower end on most pre-workouts, right? The medium or the average ones is like 200 milligrams per scoop. You want to start off with like 160 milligrams. You take that, you go to the gym. After you've been training for a few months, you can go over into the supplements shop. You see most of the pre-workouts that you see, they'll be written 200 milligrams. You can buy those that say 200 milligrams after you've built up your tolerance to like the 160 milligrams. You go over, you get the 200 milligrams on. Again, you could start with the 200 milligrams on, but like this is the process that I took, and it made sure that I didn't have like any strange effects. Like, of course, you still have the small itches and whatever, but I didn't really feel like dizziness. I didn't really feel like any of the other things that people talk about. I started off with a low dose. I went over to like the 200 milligrams one, and then after I've been taking that for like months on end, that's when I finally took this one that says fully dosed pre-workout. This is 325 milligrams, and it's like 325 milligrams per scoop, right? It feels almost exactly the same as I did when I took this one. It just feels better, I get a better pump, and I feel a little bit more energized, right? But I will tell you a story, right? Let me tell you a story. Just focus on me for a bit, because this is very, very important. About a month ago in December, when I was training, I'd been training, and I was not getting fatigued. I wasn't getting enough recovery. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was fatigued every workout. I couldn't push as much. I couldn't do anything. So I thought, let me take a week off. So I took a week off gym, right? I took 1 week off gym. I just stayed at home, did normal people things. I even went on a date. That's a side point. But I did normal people things, right? And for a week I rested. When I came back on the following week, right, after resting for like 7 days, I stopped on Monday, I came back on Monday. I took 1 scoop of my pre-workout. I took a little bit more than a scoop. It was like not a flat scoop, but like a hipped scoop a little bit. So it was just like slightly over 325 milligrams, right? But my body might have reset from the caffeine, right? Because all I take is like pre-workout. I don't even take coffee or whatever, right? All I take, the only source of caffeine I take per day is pre-workout, right? My body might have reset from that pre-workout. So when I took that pre-workout and I chugged all the pre-workout, I started feeling slight dizziness. I started feeling a little bit strange, a little bit funny. I haven't felt like this ever since like taking pre-workout, right? So it was interesting to think maybe these are like the side effects that people talk about, like you might have a little bit of dizziness or whatever, right? It obviously goes away after like just a few minutes, right? After like 20 minutes or whatever, right? But it's interesting to think about, right? That my body was already used to taking pre-workout. I'd never felt any negative side effects. But after resting for like a week and restarting, I was now feeling like a little funny and a bit nauseous or whatever, right? So that's why I keep telling you about starting off on a lower dose so that you just like ease into it. You give your body time to just ease into taking pre-workout, right? So that's a simple one. So that's pre-workout done. This one is a very straightforward one. Just maintain the same workout split, right? My first split, actually, I'll just show you my current split. My current split prioritizes the 7 aesthetic muscles, right? Which are neck, upper traps, upper chest, lateral delts, abs, oblique, lats, and biceps, right? So basically, my split prioritizes these muscles because I'm trying to build an aesthetic body, not become a powerlifter, right? You've heard the phrase, going to the gym only got my attention from guys, right? Not girls. It's just because people, all they do is bench press, they do squats, they do deadlifts, right? That's all they do. And basically training like that will build you like a little bit of muscle over time, but it's just mostly going to build your strength and you're going to look like a powerlifter. But if you focus on these muscles, you build like the V taper and you develop the aesthetic muscles, then you're going to get the attraction from girls that you want, which is a very important point, right? Or we do. Okay. So my 6-day workout split is this one that you can see on screen. You can pause and look at the splits here. I basically just do chest, biceps, and shoulders twice a week, and then I do back, triceps, traps, and neck twice a week, and then I just do abs, forearms, and legs on a separate day, right? This is my split. You can have your own split depending on how many days you go to the gym. It's just important that you stay consistent on that split. You stay consistent on the split, and also you stay consistent on the exercises that you do for every muscle, right? So if you're going to do like incline dumbbell press for your upper chest, just stay doing incline dumbbell press for your upper chest. If you're going to do curls, whatever, for your biceps, stay doing curls. Don't swap up exercises. Don't swap up the split. Just pick one split and just do it, right? So if you want like exercises for this, you can just look through like my other YouTube videos. You can see the exercises that I do for this. But that's the fourth important thing that I learned, and that's it for this video. Like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel.